So we just finished a game of Elo Legends, and Elo Legends is always live, okay? So what happens is I refresh this giant list of games, and it shows me what games have been happening. Now, we finished a game that was relatively long, and then I went back to that list, and normally I have to refresh the list because that list is outdated. But on the outdated list, I saw iSit was playing Arena, and it said started 1 hour ago. And I said, well, let me just try. Let's just see if the game is still ongoing. You know, iSit's he's got a reputation, so maybe it's actually still happening, and boom, here we are. So I don't know where they're at in the game, but I can tell you this might be a long one. And since this is live, we will not have any conversation between the players like we did in previous iSit casts. And why is that? Well, it's because the game's been out for 2 years, and Microsoft still doesn't feel like they should add spec chat. You know, still the restore feature is a little rough. I don't, maybe we're not worth it, guys. I think it's time to accept that we are not worth it, which is kind of sad. So iSit is here in the red, always plays Spanish, plays a lot of Arena, plays a lot of Migration, and plays a lot of defense. And then here in the blue, you have I almost said Chafarts. No, the Z and the T are Chafarzd. That is a very hard word to say. And Chafarzd is playing as the Burgundians, which is a pretty solid arena civ right now. You can research your equal upgrades 1 age earlier, and it's discounted too. If this was higher level arena, it's kind of funny to me how iSit has not found the sheep yet, or has no interest in taking the sheep yet. But if this was high level arena, I honestly would say it's pretty close. I think I would prefer Burgundians, but I'd have to refer to the clowns for that one. Here, let me just double check here. What's the elo? 681 versus 640. Okay, so iSit is the stronger of the two. Is that German? Is Blue's name German? Of course it is, right? Let's see. Well, what do we got here? Yep, okay. Yep, always stumped by the German. Sorry, guys. Is that a mill or a house? Okay. All right. Well, Blue needed a house and decided to place it there. That's completely fine. Now Blue's going to try and bring in a boar.
Bonjour.
Here we go. Bonjour. Oh, I suppose Burgundians with the bonjour.
Si.
See. Okay, here we go. And get bringing in the boar. All right. So what is iSit going to do, chat? What is iSit going to do? I think I have an idea. And it's because we did see one game from iSit before. And what iSit likes to do is basically it's the onion strategy. He likes to make more walls. You start with stone walls, you start with defense. You have the ability to sit and play patient on Arena. It is known for being very slow. But unfortunately, it being very slow is still too fast for iSit. So I think iSit probably going to wall more. Now, I'm really upset about this, and I don't know how many people who are watching this right now saw it on stream, but we actually went through an arena game with... Don't build a house on your... I thought it was a mining camp. Again, it's a house. Blue has this infatuation with making buildings on resources. But anyways, back to what I was saying. We watched this arena game. We were about 90 minutes in. iSit was not attacking at all. The enemy ended up making it through the walls and straight up said, "What are you doing?" Because he didn't see anything from the enemy. He said, "What's your plan?" And iSit responded and said, "I'm thinking." And the enemy responded and said, "Do you need more time?" Which was so funny. I mean, Red was pretty much sitting right here, and iSit was cutting towards the corners and not attacking. That conversation was hilarious. And then, unfortunately, right when the game was getting really good, someone disconnected, and then the game ended, which bummed me out so much. And now, since this is live, we won't be able to see if these guys are talking to each other, but we can pretend. And for now, it's been, I mean, a solid Dark Age for 650 or 680 elo, whatever they're at, right? You've got some TC idle time, but they are bringing in their boars. It's not perfect, but it's never going to be perfect at this elo. And one could assume that this is going to be some type of a fast castle strategy. I'm going to go through some names here because I have been slacking a little bit with that today. And thank you, Bayan Derm, for the 8 months. Shortage of Pandas, thank you for the 11 months. Thank you, Sim. What's up, Sim? Thank you for the 2. Thank you, Alphon. Thank you, Soaring Ostrich. Soaring Ostrich has been subbed for 56 months. That's a long time. Political Analysis, thank you for 2 years. Congrats on the badge. Flame Warrior, thank you for 3. Thank you, Citru. Cape Man with 54. Woof. Joey, Not, Cindervine, Tiger Sharky, Nick Gulfs, thank you. Got some new primes today. And, ooh, a low Elo Legend mining camp right between the stone and the gold. Let's go.
Tristan, you remember your Bob the Builder game?
I do remember the Bob the Builder game, yes. I do remember that. I remember playing it and also casting one. There was a player who would always use this one villager to build. Okay, now this is extreme here. You've got 1 on food for iSit. That's it. And Blue, this is fascinating. Blue Scout is actually sitting right here. Let's see if iSit chooses to leave and go for walls. We have a mill on bear. He went up without even taking any berries. So the priority here is mining. Mine. See red scouts on the way back. I'm wondering if maybe iSit saw blue scout and was clicking it over. See what happens here.
To see the legend, is it? Happy 4 months.
2 villagers coming out. Do the villagers have loom? Yes, they do. So they are somewhat protected from any wolves or scouts. I think red will want to hunt that down, but red is bringing the scout over to protect. And, okay, we're going to see a wall here. Look, trying to find the edge of the wood line. Oh, now sees the gold and thinks, we're going to want that gold. Red's just trying to figure out how to wall this, I think. Yep, look, diagonal wall this way. So red can extend the walls, extend the defense, and sit with more gold than red would be sitting with if, you know, they were to play this standard. I love the way Texas speech lady says wololo. It's like wololo. Instead of wololo, it's wololol. Okay, as red is focusing on that, there's very little focus on anything else. 666 wood with 6 on wood. Okay, thank God that changed. Oh, that was terrifying. Okay, found more resources to wall. Dude, how much do you think you're going to wall here? I like how it started off and red probably was just going to wall this way for this gold. And then iSit saw this gold and said, no, we want that too. Then saw this stone and this gold. Deleted the walls that were just established up here. Now we have more walls. The amount of times that red has placed walls and then canceled them is insane. Now blue's got the scout over here. And blue is actually getting the Castle Age farm upgrade. This is in Feudal Age and this is a Burgundian bonus. Also has the Castle Age wood upgrade. Meanwhile, iSit has 0 eco upgrades. Spanish villagers do build faster, so these walls will go up. And I think blue has probably played enough arena to understand it's normally about booming and economy. So not really paying attention to the middle of the map. Do we still have the T90 wall emote? I should know this. I think we removed that. Can I get a test subs? We used to have that emote. I removed it for something. And honestly, we should probably bring it back. Okay, we've got the quick wall. So we've got the quick wall emote and that's it. Yeah, there was a time where we had that emote and it was a stone wall, and then if all the subs spammed it, everyone would be walled out from the stream. Yeah, the wall player is actually quite high rated. The wall player is around 1300. So there's a big difference between sit and wall to the people saying we should have a showdown. But this is similar to it. Look at this, man. And the funniest thing here is that blue doesn't suspect a thing. Blue doesn't need to scout. Blue's already scouted the middle of the map. There's nothing to look for here. So he's just going to add... Actually, somehow iSit was able to snag that sheep, which is kind of funny. But it's going to make a barracks. Archer range stable. Chafarzd is a man of options. Really likes to have options available. So barracks, archery range, stable means you can make a little bit of everything. And how many villagers do we have walling right now?
See?
Looks like we've got 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the 27 villagers walling. And there's Spanish builders too, so they build really fast. Oh, jeez. Is it possible to auto scout with more than one scout? Now, you can only press auto scout in your starting scout. And I guess Blue has done all this manually and figures there's no need to really be out here because you've seen the relics, seen the extra gold, sees the extra stones. I mean, Castle Age should be coming in way faster for Blue. Blue's also creating villagers more consistently and does not have villagers walling. iSit accidentally collected this sheep and is now going to try and run away with it, which you can't really do. It's stuck in there. That's funny, though. I'm wondering if Red will do more than this, because this is a lot of walling. You secured stones and is going to mine more. Secured golds, relics. I mean, 4 out of the 5 relics are behind these walls. So if the game plan is to last a really long time and soak up the resources, it could possibly work. If you have not seen The Legend of iSit, please type a 1 in Twitch chat, just for curiosity's sake, because it's a recent YouTube video, had a lot of views. I should probably explain if you haven't seen it. Really? Should I be offended by that? Because I streamed it and it's on YouTube. Okay, you know what? We're going to forget about the fact that 90% of the people here don't pay attention to my YouTube channel. So basically the player has this really unique way of playing. He only plays defense. Does not like to play offense at all. And just likes to soak up res. I think there was a game where we saw with iSit that had 10,000 gold in the bank. And wasn't making paladins, champions, nothing. Going out here to collect the gold. Okay. And I'd recommend checking it out. It's on Migration. I'm not going to spoil, but iSit did eventually go to town with a crazy strategy. Chonk Me Daddy, hello, says, how's it going? It was going great until I had to say that name out loud. But I do hope you're doing well. Stone mining. Wow, Blue is all about the power of Burgundians. Because this is the second stone upgrade. This is a Castle Age stone upgrade. Don't know if it's really worth it when you have 4 on stone. That is really expensive, but I guess when your food in Wood Eco is this efficient and you have that many resources in the bank, why not invest? Now, this is what iSit can see. I believe this is auto scouting from iSit, who has not made a gate on these walls. The scout's kind of trapped over here. And iSit has now gone home to make a market and a blacksmith. And is not even close to Castle Age. So behind with the eco upgrades and also behind with villagers and not even close to Castle. iSit has simply put himself way behind. Now, I assume that there might be people out there who are thinking, well, in many ways, iSit has put themselves ahead because of the map control, so it does depend. And now Blue sees this and is like, wait a second. I think this is auto scout. Blue's not going to make anything, and yet both these scouts are just kind of moving around. And, I mean, if Blue wants to, Blue could drop a castle on that, and that's not really that much of a problem. 2-man Saul and crop rotation. The Imp, Wood, and Farm upgrade. Yeah, dropping a castle right here and then using the castle to shoot down the walls would be easy peasy, right? You add siege as well. There's a lot of options. Blue obviously wants to get some stone because research the stone mining upgrades and is now sending more villagers, pulling them off of wood to go over here to stone. Now, Blue doesn't have 2 or 3 town centers, nothing fancy like that. But I will say this. Blue's TC has been producing majority of the time, and the economy is very efficient. So if you can't manage to do multiple town centers, because that's too much APM, too much work, then playing Burgundians like this is more than fine. Okay, blacksmith. What else do we got? Oh! Okay, so this is cute. Blue started off, as far as military buildings go, making a barracks, archer range, and stable. which is, it's the option strategy. I don't know what I'm going to need, but I need to make sure I have the buildings just in case. And now blue has proceeded to click every single blacksmith upgrade. So we had armor complete for Cav, and I thought blue's going to make knights, but no. Now we have archer armor. And blue doesn't like this. And okay, this is kind of funny, because if iSit wants to deny this, iSit could deny it with a tower. But will iSit know that?
See?
Something tells me iSit doesn't know that, or wouldn't. iSit would probably sooner scream and be scared and anxious upon seeing a castle drop than react calmly by making a tower. And I think that's understandable for this Elo. I don't think they've experienced the response to what's needed here. All right, iSit notices, and iSit says, okay, I'm glad I could take that stone, and it's just going to pull back over here. Now, here's the question. iSit is 2 minutes away from being in Castle Age and has 1,500 stone. So, is iSit... Oh my god, we're going to see more walls! Of course we are. How am I surprised? Yep, there we go. That's the way to do it. Just add another layer and just extend it all the way over here. What I was thinking was also just drop a castle. That way, if blue wants to push in with military, it won't be too successful. So the onion strategy continues, and for blue is adding a second TC over here, 47 villagers with amazing eco upgrades. We'll eventually have wheelbarrow. Actually, wait a sec. Blue's gonna go imp. Blue had Vill's cute in this TC and wheelbarrow and just canceled it. So I think blue's gonna go imperial now. Hello? Sorry, I'm really confused why a player would cancel all those Imp! Yes! So the pressure's on here. iSit likes to sit. iSit does not like aggression. The pressure's on. And if iSit were to drop a castle, that could get trebbed down. Now, what does blue see? That's brilliant. Blue doesn't see the other layer of wall. That's so funny. I just can't wait for blue to break through and be so excited. And then be like, really? Another layer? Come on. I'd also love to see iSit go for university and get... Yeah, university and monastery. So the monastery is probably to make monks to get the relics. And then university could be for fortified wall. We are 30 minutes into this game. Blue has the Imperial Age farm and wood upgrade. And then iSit still has berries in his town. Like... That right there tells you how different these players play. Oh my word. All right. An additional mill, which is really interesting. What? iSit has mills on the corners of the farms. You notice that? Mill here, and the farm comes right to it. Mill here, farm comes right to it. Mill here. It's not really increasing the efficiency much. Are we going to see another mill?
See?
Okay, more layers of walls here. iSit does have the buildings now to actually go Imperial Age. Blue is producing out of this TC, which is good to see. Also making mangonels. Not sure if that's the go-to. And making another castle along iSit's walls. Now, here's the deal. If you're ever playing like this, I'd say the first castle's fine. I would suggest right-clicking the wall and shooting it down. That way you could break through. But I think if you make too many castles along Red's walls, he's just going to be able to treb you down, and you can't do anything about it. Blue still cannot see the second layer of walls behind that. So Blue's probably feeling pretty confident right now. And is making archer ranges. Seems to be getting all the blacksmith upgrades and also pulling bills again. And they're going to farm. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. This villager's going to get relic number 1. We actually haven't had any relics collected in this game. Fervor for iSit. iSit has the low elo priorities. Got to make sure those monks are faster so they can snag the relics and get back home. I still wish I had stats on monk techs at low elo. I guarantee you Fervor is researched more frequently than any other tech. And, still no castle for iSit, who has been shown to make trebuchets in the past. not make a whole lot else. I mean, Blue, I know he hasn't really broken through, but Blue seems like a very aggressive player. Baganels, Costiliers, Blacksmith upgrades, Trebuchets. This is no joke. Okay, here comes iSit. That relic should come in. This relic's going to come in as well. This one should not, because it's too close to the castle. iSit, you're going to be an imp in 30 seconds. Do you not want a castle for siege? What's the deal here?
What did I just do?
3 castles. Okay, is this not very appealing, visually satisfying? 3 castles kind of in a triangle shape is pretty cool, actually, from this blue player. But I don't know what that really accomplishes. I would say it looks good. I wish he'd delete the archery ranges, though. Cav archers! Okay, do Burgundians have good cav archers? I don't think they do. I wouldn't expect a 650 elo player to really know. I think in Blue's perspective, Blue probably thinks that horsey units are stronger than footy units. for lack of a better explanation there. If it's on a horse, it's stronger than a guy who's on his feet. So that's probably the logic there. But lacking bloodlines means your cav archers... I don't even know if they get heavy cav archer, but lacking bloodlines means they're going to be stuck on 50 HP, which is pretty low. Yeah, it does say in the tech tree that it's a cav civ, so maybe it's just all about horses in Blue's mind. I love how iSit... Like, the enemy is surrounded with castles, and he's making a castle with 1 villager. No sense of urgency whatsoever. Fortified wall now, masonry... And then ballistics. Meanwhile, mining all this gold. Has stopped mining this stone for some reason. And has a lot of monks. 3 relics to 1. Now, actually, what's funny here is... If you have 5 monks and you send them all after this relic, one of them's going to make it. Because the castles shoot, but they shoot rather slowly. So you might lose a couple monks. But you might be able to, like, sacrifice a few monks for the greater good. And get a relic back to your base. And they're monks, so they would probably accept dying for the cause, as they... You know how it goes. That's good for them, or something. Great explanation. Elite Costilier for Blue. And there's 3 of them. Well, you can make more if you're Blue. Trebs now for iSit. Now, how sick would it be if iSit could actually sit behind this layer of wall and hit the castles? I think that that's actually going to be the case. Is the gate locked? It's not locked. Let's see where the Treb shoots from. I think it's going to be right in front of the gate. No way! Now, Blue should get this circle of vision around the Treb. And, okay, can see the wall now because of that. Wait, hold on a moment. I need to rewatch that. What happened? Did you see the entire wall because of that, or did you see it before? Backwards. Okay, so I was able to see it before. I just wanted to make sure. Must have been something else. Scouted it at some point. And now knows. All right. So now Blue's thinking, well, what do I do? There's a layer of wall there. And I think this is going to turn to some panic. Yeah. The Blue is now going to start to attack the walls. Now, Blue's been an imp for a while, so Trebuchets could have been attacking the walls. We could have seen rams. But it's hard to be, as iSit once said, attacking is scary in this game. It's hard to know what the right move is. So iSit says, well, because of that, as Blue kills his own repair villager, I'm not going to be that type of a player. Masonry is completed. Architecture is completed. So the walls are going to have tons of HP. And both of these castles for Blue will go down. 40 minutes into this game. Blue has 20 additional villagers. You could get Onager and you could cut through the trees. Mangonels are going to take a while to take out the wall, but it looks like Blue's going to at least accomplish that. It'll just take some time. 3,000 HP on a wall. Not too shabby. 6,000 HP on a castle. Not too shabby. Murder holes! Okay. I think iSit wants more stone. I see some villagers on the way over there. And iSit is getting relic number 4.
Well, I guess I get a TTS now.
Hmm.
I'm totally 100% new here. Hi, I'm on the telly.
Francisco, thank you for the 7 months. If you were also new to the stream, please welcome Francisco. Francisco, welcome. Now, Costeliers are a unit that I think are really not understood yet. They have their first attack as blue is, again, damaging his own units. The first attack is a lot stronger than the other attacks, and they have a charge bar. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like here in-game. So you see that right here, plus 32, but that white bar. The first attack's strong. Blue, stop suiciding here. And then against units, they have a bit of a recharge. I guess with the in-game, we're a little bit... Because I rewound, we're a little bit ahead there. So now we get to see Blue has right-clicked the gate with his Mangonels and Costeliers, and he is now committing suicide unknowingly because the Mangonels are hitting the front of the gate, which is where the Costeliers are. Oof. So the walls have paid off. The walls have paid off for iSit. Oh my goodness, look at this KD here. 0 kills. And yet the walls working wonders as we see iSit walling more and only making trebuchets. Now we get to see if iSit's actually going to fight here. iSit's making some barracks. I've never seen iSit... Well, no, that's not true. In that one game we did see iSit make some military. He eventually makes military on Arena. I guess the more walls you build, the more units Blue's going to kill with his Mangonels. Hopefully Blue doesn't research Onager. This is what Blue can see. Not see the foundations here, that's a spec thing, but can see the gate, and can see the houses. Still producing Costeliers, has a much larger armory, 38 military versus 11, and also, iSit doesn't really have a good blacksmith upgrades. This is more than doable for Blue. How would you destroy the walls? Rams. Yeah, Rams would be the best way. I forget if Burgundians get siege ram, but even Cap Ram would have busted through these walls a long time ago. We've seen friendly fire before. That is not new to low Elo Legends. That is, what's probably happening here is Blue just groups up everything and clicks one target, and Mangonels have a tendency to do that. Haven't seen an upgrade in the barracks. iSit has 5,500 gold as we see pikemen. And supplies. Okay. And more walls. And actually, if Blue takes out a house here, Blue could be in. But Spanish builders are really fast. Will iSit be able to complete these walls? Blue sent the Mangonel forward. Can see the vills here. And I don't know if that's iSit microwing. It kind of looks like it. And iSit, yeah, definitely hit that. You're kidding me. Oh my god. Blue, fire at different times with your Mangonels and you'll be able to hit them. Oh my goodness. The micro on the walls. And it actually bought time for these walls to complete as well. Chemistry, not casting, sorry. A blast furnace, so good blacksmith upgrades, good university upgrades coming in now. For Blue is he's just trying to break these walls. And guys, you know iSit is rich on resource. Where are these? They were mining stone, and now they're just trying to go home. And they actually can't make it home. I don't think iSit has anything. I don't think iSit has any clue this is happening right now. Villagers were walled out. This will teach these kids for staying out past curfew. Come on. 6,000 gold. Closing in on 7,000 gold. Not a single military unit. Okay, I lied. We've got some pointy boys. Best thing to make with all that gold are units that don't cost gold. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. We do have siege workshops down here. That could be for some bombard cannons, possibly. Maybe some onagers, maybe some rams. iSit is walling in front of them. Oh my god! How is this happening right now? He's building a gate right next to the enemy siege, and he's going to complete it. And then she just walks right back through the gate to go for walls now. And blue had clicked the houses with the mangonels, so I guess she's just going to continue to do her job. What is happening? Kill her. Ah! Okay, she's going to die here. But salutes in chat. That was absolutely insane. And actually buys iSit a lot of time. I think it was just so... like, the audacity of it, man. The fact that that should never happen is why that happened. Blue was probably looking at upgrades or massing some units. 8,000 golds for iSit. 75 villagers for 76. Military count still in favor of blue. Who seems to understand the upgrades, right? Has all the blacksmith upgrades. iSit does not. This university upgrades. But this is what makes iSit so interesting. Because, well, let me ask you guys before I give you my opinion. Who's the better player here? Who is the better game knowledge? Who is the better gameplay in Age of Empires 2 between blue and red? Who is it? It's easily blue. It's easily blue, right? He has his blacksmith upgrades. He's fielding military. He's attacking. But iSit is, I think he lures the enemy into a false sense of security. He sucks them in. They get trapped in his walls, and then he suddenly shows up with something. Red is great economy. Well, he's not spending any gold, right? And if you look at the resources collected here, it's only 2,000 more gold. Then again, a lot of that has to do with the relics. Getting 4 relics with the walls certainly helped here, as we just see iSit making another gate and now defending with trebs. You're kidding me. And the trebs have taken out both onagers, and now the Costiliers can't get through. Oh my god. Blue is probably so frustrated. He's like, come out here, you coward. Come out, man. Blue did just complete onager before they ended up going down. And now we're going to see the same from iSit. Now, I think iSit is going to just sit behind the wall still and hope that blue sends in wave after wave after wave, sacrificing all of his men. Cue the let me in meme, as we see trebuchets of all things going after cav archers and working. That said, I think that the gate goes down. There's going to be a one-tiled gap there. And blue's focusing on that gate. I think there's a gap right here. Onager's about to complete. Blue is microing like a god over here. Salutes in chat for blue's micro. I say as blue misclicks the wall. And it was just a trick. Blue's going to move again. Nice work. Don't move back into it. Okay. Rams now, or a ram. No, a few rams. Here they come. And I think iSit has made a crucial mistake. I don't think iSit realizes that there is going to be a gap there. There actually might be 2. Maybe I'm wrong, though, because iSit is pulled back underneath the TC, kind of like it's expected. The Halbs still are lacking important upgrades, but they're getting there. There's also not many in queue. 8,000 gold for iSit. 8,000. More onagers on the way. I mean, we should be thankful that iSit didn't learn about the Bombard Tower tech, right? With this much gold and stone, if iSit were to figure that out, and maybe iSit will watch this later and figure it out, I could easily see him making like 150 Bombard Towers, which would be so epic, actually. Here we've got archer ranges. I think that iSit wants to spend food and wood and save the gold. So I think maybe we'll see skirms there. I mean, I hope we don't see archers from Spanish. They don't get crossbow. I wouldn't say the red's going to have the best onager micro, but there's 12 of them here. And blue's like, we're in. We did it. His mom told him one more game, and his mom, I'll do the laundry in a second. I just had to... This guy's walling like a noob. All right. I mean, blue's being patient. Has broken through, but does not want to run in too far. And now iSit is evacuating the relics, just in case the main base is lost. So we have 4 monks. One's already here, but the other 3 monks are heading out of here. And they're running over here just in case. iSit has 9,000 gold, still thinking about future gold income. Now, this is the player who's fiscally responsible. Here comes Blue with the ram, and it's just like a scouting ram, and Red hasn't done anything to it. And now the ram... Don't tell me the ram's going to kill all this on it. Sure. Just passing. Red, attack! Attack! Okay, he's attacking that ram. I mean, this TC's going down regardless. Maybe it's a chameleon ram. I don't understand how Blue... Ow! That's why Red didn't want to attack it. Okay. Okay, I understand now. Onagers are very hard to control. Alright, capped rams will not take out the castle. However, the Trebs could. And Red is now going to attack the cav archers, which, again, it's 600 elo. You have to imagine Blue's micro won't be the best here. But will he be able to get his melee units in? And will taking out this castle with the trebuchets be enough here? I think Blue's a little scared of those onagers. That's a scary ball of siege, and maybe the confidence isn't there to run in with the Costiliers. Red also doesn't want to get in too close. Red also hasn't brought in halbs. Red's also making skirms, and Red's put the monastery over here, which is so funny to me. All right, where are the Costiliers, Blue? Send in the Costiliers, the cav archers. Ah! What's happening, man? Is Blue gonna run away with the trebuchets here? Oh, Blue's actually using the treb. No way. Blue is terrified, and Blue's gonna pack up and run away with the trebs. For a second there, he tried to use the trebs on the onagers. So it's time for Blue to regroup, all right? The first battle has completed. But it's not about who wins the battles. It's about who wins the wars. And iSit is going to make another layer of stone walls. Blue cannot see any of this, but it is funny to me how the relics are right over that wall. Huh. Both players are very scared. Yes, Civbase, I agree with you there. They're both terrified. Because, like, I mean, iSit's whole strategy is sit back and bank up resources because he's not confident otherwise. And then Blue's strategy is to break that, but once he saw what the onagers could do, he didn't really know what to go for. Lamatos is, what is Blue doing? He's being a beast right now. 142 population, 3,500 gold, 12,000 wood, 13,000 food. For 650 elo, this isn't bad. All the blacksmith upgrades are in. Even saved some sheep for later. Take that, iSit. You don't have any sheep at your base, you little camper. Nice little houses there for iSit. That's important. Another gate here. All right, the monks are going to look on this side. Blue. You know, if you're scared of onagers, I think maybe the best thing for you to make is your own onagers. Blue did research that earlier. Where's the siege workshop, though? There's just one. Oh, my God! Okay, he's going to make bombard cannons. It's going to take a bit. With 11,000 wood, he doesn't have the resources to make more siege workshops for faster production. So, you know, times are rough right now. So it's going to take some time. But anyways, here comes the bombard cannons, and this is actually a great play against onagers. They outrange onagers. Rams are also just clearing out the space. The choke points are good for onagers, so we now have Red just dropping stables. I will say this about the walling strat. It does buy you time. Granted, it does put you behind at this level, but it does buy a lot of time at this elo. So I've kind of judged it before, as iSit is just going to make another wall as the trebs are going to... Look at this. He's going to wall behind all the weak points, but it's honestly not a bad strategy for this elo. Population is 150 to 146 right now. Very close. And long-term, what you want to think about on Arena is normally the relics. I'm not seeing much gold. I guess there's gold here yet. Yeah, all the mineable gold is soon going to be gone in the middle of the map. There's a little bit of stone there, just 120. Here you've got 188. Could also see Blue sell the food and the gold. Also, he could get Burgundian Vineyards, which would be fantastic here. And iSit is just gonna he's just gonna sit, right? I mean, there's no sign here that iSit's gonna go for anything aggressive. Now, this makes me think that iSit might be thinking about an onager cut, but oh no. I do not know. I mean, Blue's still going to be on the offensive here. It's just going to take some time for the bombard cannons to roll in. So many onagers for iSit. Who honestly should probably be making his own bombard cannons, but iSit probably shouldn't have stonewalled the whole map too, so hard for me to say what players should and should not do.
You know I'm rich on resources.
You know I'm rich on resources. XD. Thank you, Cactuar Club. That's exactly what iSit's probably saying right now. You know I'm rich on resources. 10,000 gold. That's insane. You really realize how much gold is on the map? It's actually, is that 10k on the dot? Hold on. Okay, not really, but it was rounded down. You really realize how much gold is on the map when you see someone not spend gold in a game like this. So much gold for Blue as well. All right. So infantry upgrades are in full for iSit. I should say blacksmith upgrades. Doesn't have champion or anything like that. We see some movement with the skirmishers. Now here's what's funny. Doesn't have the blacksmith upgrades for skirmishers, but Spanish blacksmith upgrades don't cost gold. So when we think Spanish, we think walls is why you might pick them, building faster, cannon galleons for migration. But another reason that iSit might pick this Civ is because it banks up more gold, because blacksmith upgrades do not cost gold. So many reasons for this player to have Spanish. As we start to see more blacksmiths. Did you lose your original? 3 blacksmiths? Okay. And more walls, too. That said, Blue is kind of... Blue doesn't seem too excited to really break through here. Blue has a lot of bomber cannons, though. Wow, beautiful farms from Blue. I like it. And, whoa, a lot of farms, too. Oh, my goodness. I don't even know. Where are they going? Ah, you need to apply for these jobs. And then they have... There's an interview process. I forgot. I'm sorry. So, that's why the farms are here. There's an interview process, and if you get past the first interview, then you got to meet with the district manager who oversees all the farms, and they take the farming very seriously here, so... Bombard Tower being researched by Blue. Okay. Doesn't really have much stone, though. As iSit just continues to wall. This is ridiculous. Look at the map. Look at the map. It's so cramped. We can't see the chat from Red, but based on what we've seen from iSit before, I could definitely see iSit being like, come and get me. Or you're never going to break me, you know, something like that. Also, love how Red made 3 blacksmiths, but has not researched the blacksmith upgrade since. Is eventually going to run out of stone here, as people are pointing out in chat. And Blue could finally take this castle out. Not much Red can do about that. And Blue's going to go in and try and make this push happen now. As 13, now 11 bombard cannons are in queue. Out of multiple siege workshops, too. This is coming fast. At what point does iSit realize, oh, shoot, I've been too greedy, I'm going to die? That's what I'm wondering now, because I think there's going to be a desperation moment, and it might come soon, where Red realizes the walls won't work, and Red feels the need to maybe go for something else like Paladin or Champion. Paladin with that much gold would be the go-to. That's your best unit here. Are we going to arrive to that point? Okay, blacksmith upgrades. Yes, blacksmith upgrades are coming in. Yes, and using the different blacksmiths, to be fair. So it's coming in a little faster. iSit is feeling a little rushed right now, perhaps. By the way, blue is damaging his own castle as he hits these walls. Oh, no, he's not, actually. I'm wrong. Somehow, those cannonballs are not... Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he really damaged his castle there. Never mind. See, this is the panic. This is the panic. We start to see upgrades come in. iSit is getting Cavalier now. And Bloodlines. I was really thinking iSit might cut through to blue, but I don't think there's any real intent there. I think it's going to be... I think what'll happen here is iSit is going to eventually run with all of this. And I think he has a monk in that monastery to fake blue out and make it think the relics are there. I think he's going to come down here, and then he's going to go over here. And then he's going to... It might get to a point if he loses villagers where he has something like 180 military. Does iSit ever attack?
See?
Well, his name is iSit, not I moveth. I attacketh. So, for the most part, no. It's just a whole lot of defense. And so for iSit, the last hour and 15 minutes has been saving up resources. There's a time to defend. There's a time for attack, and we're getting closer to that time to attack. Again, the reason I found iSit is because iSit says... He said something in aw2.net and just said, attacking is scary in this game. All I do is defend. And that's why I looked at the player profile. That's how I found the Legend of iSit game, which is on YouTube. And that's how we're here right now. Paladin's on the way. Doesn't have a lot of food, though. And blue has 100. I mean, look at the army counts. They both have 110. And iSit is making more walls, but now that's a lot of bombard cannons. I don't think this is going to work for iSit. I think blue's going to try and make a run through here. There's definitely still a gap. And now there's not a gap. Now there's not a gap. Is there going to be a gap? I think there's going to be a gap. Okay, onagers are there. Blue got very scared. Blue saw the onagers and got very afraid. But, oh, what a great play from blue. There you go. This is really good, man. I could understand why a player might run away entirely after seeing the onagers. But blue pecked into the correct unit to counter this strategy. So Paladin's on the way for iSit. And iSit is adding more walls. iSit is giving up the main area of his eco. And figures it's a good time to get plate barding armor. If iSit wins this game, this is going to be ridiculous. Look at the gold. The gold makes you think it's possible. Yeah, if chemistry was researched, which I don't think it has been for iSit, then the bombard cannons would be an option for him as well. I like how the farmers are just like doing their job. Here to... Just trying to earn an honest living here. Onager goes down. Blue is on the move, and iSit continues to be very cowardly and is not making any paladins. I guess iSit is a low APM player, so he's just focused on getting the walls down. Okay. Blue is on the move. Red's trebuchets are on the move. This would be the time, iSit. How long he waits is absolutely ridiculous to me. Like, it's one thing as the debate is there and it's just a monk in the monastery. I mean, I've seen passive players before, but they normally freak out and start to make military a little earlier than this. I don't think this should be possible for Red. If he goes for some type of a surprise attack, it makes it interesting, though, because then Blue has to work his way. He spent the last hour and a half working his way through a maze. And if Red were to make a gate here and go to Blue's eco, how sick would that be? Blue would get scared and would run to deal with that. Military numbers are similar. Are we going to see some type of a sneaky attack here from Red? Taking Paladins. Blue thinks, at this point, Blue thinks he's won the game. I'm fairly certain. Red doesn't have economy anymore. This is what Blue can see. Blue doesn't really see anything to be scared of except for the onagers down here. Backend says I do too. So you, okay, type a 1 in chat if you think that Blue has won this game. I mean, obviously it's not a competition here to see who can get the predictions right, but I think it's fair to say, I mean, he's got greater economy and he's got somewhat greater military, but Again, the surprise factor, that scary factor, might come into play here if iSit were to finally not sit. Okay, iSit this is ridiculous. Farming right here. Needs food for paladins and is going to farm there of all places. This right here is such a cute little area. It looks like this would be in a scenario.
Thanks for all the content.
Does iSit have town centers? No town centers. 0 town centers. Needs houses. Oh man, that needs houses badly too. Added a mill here to possibly farm, but 155 pop out of 95 space, and these onagers are all going to go down here. So needs 60 pop space, and blue is bombard cannon down. Oh, this is great. Blue doesn't even know anything about that, but that bombard cannon just denied the houses. And red probably is doing stuff down here, so thinks the houses are being built right now. And blue, I'm just wondering if blue... Okay, so this is what blue sees.
1890. Glad you are back again.
So blue probably thinks that red is at something like, I don't know, 30 pop. Cleared up the buildings in the south, which was probably the focus. How did that onager not go down? Using the bombard cannons. Oh, I think he clicked the wrong unit here. I don't know why cav archers are here. Okay, that works. That's one way to do it. Just use it as a distraction. And now you've got to think that blue's going to run this way. Now, here we go again. Red doesn't have much space. And watch this. House? Okay, never mind. I think these houses will go down. Still 108 military for red. And there's a lot of choke points. There's a lot of onagers. Houses are going up over here as well. I think this is going to be the area that blue pushes next, though. I couldn't understand the confusion. I love how there's still no workers on these farms over here. But I can't really understand. There's even gold there for blue. Why he would think this game is over. He's probably saying, like, stop wasting time right now. This is ridiculous. From what he can see, red is nothing. And that's important, too. He hasn't seen any helps. He hasn't seen any paladins. He's only seen onagers and walls this entire game. Okay, Trebs. Oops, sorry. Do not see the house foundations. That's something that's just because it's spectating. Okay, here are the elite skirms now for red, which would get wrecked by Costeliers. You really need everything if you're blue. Or, well, you need everything if you're blue. You need everything if you're red. These farms and houses were just placed. iSit just got himself out of population debt. And here he comes. Now, these are Burgundian bombard cannons. If they hit in the choke, they're going to wreck the Halbs. And, oh, great micro from blue. Red's still massing paladins now that there's space, but the eco's going down, and eco wins games, guys. I say that as iSit somehow has 9,000 gold banked. Crazy. It feels funny to say, but I think the best way for iSit to approach dealing with blue's army is to sit and wait. Red Solo Cup 69 says, OMG, blue, go in with your military. What happens if he runs through a choke point when there's onagers back here? Bad things happen. I think blue's doing the right thing, especially for someone who's, you know, not a high-level player. Killing the eco here is fine. He's doing that, and then slowly, methodically pushing the buildings is the way to go. Like how, again, the bombard cannon is there hitting houses. Okay, type a 1 in chat if you think blue's gonna win this game. Type a 2 in chat if you think red's gonna win this game. I think this is blue's game right now. As much as I think the resources are looking good for red. Oh, blue tried to run away, but he clicked the deer instead. And what an awful mistake. Bombard cannons are 225 gold and 225 wood. He doesn't have much gold remaining. And because he tried to run away with their little legs and click the deer, he loses a bunch of his bombard cannons. Most of his mass. Oh, man. That's relatable. I've done that with Mangonels before. I haven't lost that many bombard cannons as a result of it, but... Ay. Alright, now you have the Paladins pulled back. Red's going to kill his own skirmishers here, I'm pretty sure. Is doing so, but Costiliers are going down. I suppose that's a victory. Monks are here healing up the Paladins. There's still somehow some villagers working here. Red has not made another town center for those wondering. This is now the economy Red's working with. You know, let's see what the unit control's like here. Both players, it's been questionable at times. But then again, Red, for the first time, kind of forcing an attack on his own here. He's going to go in with these Halbs. Now, Halbs are decent against the Costiliers. They also don't cost gold. So you have trash units trading against gold units in some way, and then you have a big mass of Paladins coming in from behind. But honestly, there weren't too many Costiliers that went down there. Here come the Paladins. And Blue is now surrounded. Blue has been completely surrounded. He's surrounded by walls and military. And are you kidding me? Is iSit going to win this fight? Micro with the skirmishers was not so good. The onagers are on the move, though. They're going to hit the cav archers. Oh, my goodness. iSit says, welcome to my base. I spent a lot of time building this. You just fell into the trap. Oh, my goodness. Look at the pops. It's 70 pop for iSit. It's about to be something like 80 for Blue. iSit has 4 on food right now, but 6,000 gold in the bank. Somehow this went from a 200 population game for both to 70 for 79. What a legend, dude. What a legend. And Blue, this entire game, Blue hasn't had to think about production. This is a very important thing to note, because Red wasn't making anything. So Blue could take his good old time. Now, Blue is terrified and needs to get production buildings. There was no setup for reinforcements because Blue is thinking, I'm going to win this game. This is whatever. This guy's wasting my time here. Crazy. I know it's easy to sit back and say, well, I wouldn't do that. You know, I played the easy AI last night, and my micro was way better when there was no pressure. You know, it's very easy to say that certain things should happen. And so I'd like you guys to maintain that perspective of 650 Elo. Blue worked his way, the last hour and a half, worked his way through all that nonsense, and then just got completely trapped. He got sucked into, I mean, it's incredible. Red is still doesn't have a TC. So the food income is really going to be the biggest thing here. I suppose Red has the wood and gold to make onagers. Oh boy. Oh boy, look at this. Blue is starting to sell food at the market, sell wood at the market, and is getting gold. Is making pikemen. And probably still feels like, I've got this. Getting halberdiers now. Let's get some pointy boys in chat, please. Paladin was the scariest thing there, so makes sense to make... But when you've got wood and food like that, it does make sense to make halberdiers. Blue has not researched Burgundian vineyards, right? I think that'd be pretty obvious if he did. Burgundian vineyards means you farms with Burgundian brings in gold, which is actually... Wait, does he have it? Actually, I need to see if he's spending gold. I don't think he has it. I think he's just been working off one relic. But here's a new TC for iSit, who's in no rush. Hasn't had a town center for 30 minutes. What's another couple extra minutes here? This is where the new eco is going to load up, I guess. As we see crossbows. Okay, that must have been where some of the gold was spent. Blue, unfortunately, just doesn't really know that Burgundians have trash ranged units, so... Actually, making elite skirm of your own would probably be fine. I think you go halb, skirm your own, and then use your gold for siege. But Blue doesn't know. Blue's like, I need variety here. I'm just going to click stuff. Let's look at the timeline real quick. Ha! The light color is the eco. The dark color is the military. How are we still in this game? Because of walls. And because of sitting. Look at how dominant Blue has been. This is crazy. Another TC. He's booming! Well, he hasn't created more vills yet. iSit still very focused on making gates and walls. Yeah, 3 villagers to make 2 gates and 2 villagers to make a new TC when you have no eco. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. No surprise there. Also, there's an opportunity for iSit to make a gate here and run through, but iSit does not wish to do that because iSit wants to outlast the opposition. Woo! Magnolia, AOE, thank you for the 4 months. Hope you're doing good. Nice to see you. Thank you, Red Solo Cup. Red Solo Cup says, no one in this chat can compare to the strategic genius of iSit. You know, I feel like, on some level, it take nothing away from iSit, right? But I wouldn't necessarily say iSit is genius as much as he has perseverance. Because I think a lot of us are just like, it's so much work to make walls. It's so much time to play like this. But iSit is just like, I've got time. I've got time. No reason not to do this. And Burgundian Vineyards. This is the tech we talked about. Now, it does make me kind of sad to see that Blue has collected
in a field in Spain.
55,000 food and he didn't have that tech. But, look at the gold count. Wait a second. Hold on a moment. Do I still not understand Burgundian Vineyards? Did I miss something here? How did he get to 4,000 gold just like that? Did he sell food? I'm going backwards. Or was that have something to do? See, 5, 4. What? It didn't show a sell notification there, and it was right when Burgundian Vineyards completed. Hold on a moment. Just to make sure I'm not coming off like a complete lunatic here. Let's go to Burgundians. Convert half the food into gold. Oh, I forget about that part. Well, looks like I am coming off like an idiot. I forgot about that part. I knew farmers slowly generate gold in addition to food. I forgot about that. Okay, that makes sense. Listen, again, I make mistakes to make you look good. All right, it's a very important thing to point out. And what is Blue going to spend all that gold on? That hard-earned food that was turned into gold, what is Blue going to spend it on? Crossbow. Ugh. Ooh. He doesn't get Arbalest. Ooh. All right, he's queued up 62 of those bad boys. All right, we've got some mills over here for some efficiency for iSit. iSit's still sitting with 6,000 gold and climbing with the 4 relics. Blue is very tunnel visioned right now. Blue spent most of the game working towards this side and probably feels like it's almost like time sunk fallacy or whatever. You sunk so much time into one area of your life that you never want to change directions, right? I don't think I used the right words there, but you kind of understand what I mean, right? Blue wants to go right through here again. Sunk cost fallacy. That's what I meant to say. Again, making you guys look good. But also, that tunnel vision's got to be there, you know, for Blue, who is a 600-some Elo player. But I think changing direction would just look so smart. It's just Blue hasn't sent any units with range over here to take a peek over the walls. No outpost, no nothing. 37 on food, though. You're getting all that food income plus some gold. I can't wait to look. I wish you would have researched that tech earlier. But as this two-handed... Oh, it's a Costelier is just whack, whack, whack on that wall.
Just got here.
I'm curious what the gold counts are going to look like afterwards. Good news is, with Capture Age, we can actually look. And let's see. Relic Gold Tie. Gold count's very close, though. But that food count's just insane. iSit did mine more stone, but also spent a lot of stone, so... Okay. Oh, I was wrong. Blue's going to change directions. Lifeless Inside says, I would quit if it goes over 2 hours, lol. Really? You're lifeless inside and you would quit after 2 hours? Lifeless Inside sounds like the name of a person who would keep working. You've got it. I'm with you. I would quit. I would have quit when I saw the 6-layer stone wall. Like, get out of here, man. This is ridiculous. You know that taunt that's played 2 hours? You played 2 hours to die like this? You know, that's cute. Those are rookie numbers for iSit. This is Dark Age for iSit. I think this game is going to go on for a while. Now, iSit has 83 military. Blue has 135 military. That said, I feel like the units are much weaker for Blue. He has 45 crossbowmen. Granted, they do have 5+4. He's got chemistry, bracer, all that stuff, but still crossbowmen, which doesn't excite me too much. Whereas Paladin, Champion, Skirm, that's pretty strong. What can Blue see here? Blue's going to force a reaction from iSit. iSit is not the type to ever be offensive. Just kind of waits for the enemy to come into his little base, and then he surprises them. Hostilier is scouting here, which is kind of funny.
Interesting map.
Interesting map. Kind of looks like a scenario, doesn't it? Almost looks like this was a pre-built scenario. I wonder if Blue loses and after the game starts to adopt this strategy. That's what I'm kind of concerned about. Is 600 Elo Arena might turn into this. Because we've seen the Legend of the Onion. We've seen the Onion strategy. We've seen the Legend of Wall. The meta for Noob Arena is just going to change more and more into this. Because people cannot figure out how to break walls. And they always overextend. Important moment here, though. As red is very close to spotting the monastery. Or blue is close to spotting the monastery. Blue can see the champions running out of the gate. It's kind of funny. There's still 4 monks, so I suppose they could get the relics and move them back down here. And red sees the Costilier over here and is going to make an outpost and is making siege just in case. So prepping for defense in the south. Ready for an attack in the north. This is just so great, man. It's so great. I also love the emotions that come into play from viewers, too. Some viewers are like, oh, just kill him already. And other viewers just absolutely love the confusion that Blue obviously has right now. Okay, seize the monastery. So rip to the relics. Rip to the relics. There they are. I wonder if Blue will get excited and make a monk. There is one monk there. I mean, this is super late game now. You have to try and get those relics. Okay, Blue's moving the Halbs forward. I think Blue senses that red might show up here in a second. Or Blue is looking to push. And, oh boy, look at what is behind those walls, man. Again, I think comparing the armies, 52 Paladins, 74 Champions is way better than Halb Crossbow. iSit, if he wanted to attack and not sit as he brings Trebs over, could honestly win the game right here. Somehow has the score lead. Blue is microing the bombard cannons to take out the Trebs. Oh! Oh, he wants to get through. Okay, Blue wants to make it through here. But do you actually want to run into that choke point? Here come the monks. Here come the monks. Red's going to try and get the relics. It was all a distraction. And now iSit is out of here. For the second time this game is going to relocate the monks to an entirely different place on the map. The monastery used to be down here. Then he moved it up here. And now he's making his move. And he's going to go... Oh, he just deleted his siege workshop. So probably a monastery here. Yep. New place for the relics. Wow, man. Spanish do get bombard cannon. I'm really surprised that iSit does not make bombard cannons because he's so campy. And bombard cannons would be epic here, but 150 military for iSit. What a build up here. And now, I mean, Blue's got the greater economy, but that could all go down to red. That is if red is not gonna... That's if red has some type of follow-up, right? If he clears this and then pushes, it's game over.
For this by watching the iSit YouTube video beforehand. 11
Oh,
tips for the entertainment.
Devil herself. Well, glad you could get here to see this. For those that are on stream right now, this is actually live. We saw iSit was on today, so this is live. Now, when I joined this game, it said they were an hour in already, so I don't know how long this goes. We knew it would go at least an hour from when we joined, but it is an iSit game after all. Please fast forward. Why? Why ruin the experience for everyone by speeding past this greatness? Do you have somewhere to be because you're currently watching someone else watch other people play video games? Enjoy the ride. All right. I'm just wondering what the military count's going to end up being here for Red. Like, 165 military. Villagers just went down, so it should climb a little bit more. And Red... Wait a second. What just happened there? What the... Okay, did Blue have this unit on some type of stance? Because the Costelier looked like it was going to attack for a second, and then just kind of stopped. It was like he was guarding this area. Maybe defensive stance? It is something that's really confusing about this game. We have all these different stances, and you would think that guard and defensive stance would actually be helpful. But usually, high level is just stand ground, attack stance, and that's about it. $4,000 gold. I mean, iSit's been sitting on gold for a long time here, but Blue's got gold as well. Blue also has 69 halbs in the queue and 66 crossbows in the queue. But Blue has done this before. Blue is terrified to move forward. Blue knows that Red has a lot of crap back there. It's a scary place to go. Man, why do I have the hiccups right now? Honestly, unless Red accidentally kills some of his own units with his onagers, as I've been saying for the last 10 to 15, I think that Red's force is stronger. Look, he's grouping them up right now. He's getting ready for the fight.
After an eternity.
Okay, now the crossbows will do okay against the champs. It sucks they're not Arbalest, but the crossbows is what you'd want for the champs. The halbs is what you'd want for the onagers. Now let's just compare the HP. 15,000 HP for this army, and that's not even all of it. And then Blue's got 5,000. So how do you think that's going to go? Halbs are still low HP. Crossbows are still low HP. Champions and paladins and onagers. This should be a big cleanup. And iSit says, for maybe the last time, get out of my base. I just wanted to be peaceful. I'm a SimCity player who's come over to Age of Empires. I never wanted to fight, but you're making me do this. And iSit has even run back. Again, I don't think there's any real reason to. I think that iSit's got the military to do this. And the onagers seem to be hitting the right spots. Blue's units aren't attacking. Oh, no! Well, the halbs are useless here anyways. And iSit's going to take the score lead. iSit is going to probably flatten the crossbows here. And Blue is in full panic mode. Has the Q to make more units. But the bombard cannon should go down. The crossbows should go down. Look at the pops now. Blue's losing everything. Almost 2 hours on the dot, too. You played 2 hours to die like this. Honestly, iSit's unit control is pretty good. Pulls the paladins back. Knows that the champions should beat the halbs. Still has the paladins alive and on healthy HP then. Blue's coming in with halbs. We know it's going to be halb and crossbow here for Blue. The onagers are pushing out. There's no real Treb follow-up, you know? Aggressive players are going to follow this up with Trebs to be able to take out the buildings from Blue. But this is as far as iSit has ever ventured out. Oh, he doesn't have a castle. I thought he had Trebs, though. Okay. Well, who needs that? You know, Rams as well. Siege Rams would be an option. I don't think he's even researched capped Ram. The only thing I'm curious about now is how confident Red is pushing out. There's always going to be that thing in the back of Red's mind that he has relics, and he's probably not going to want to push out too much because he could see it as a waste. Onagers. Boom! Big shots there. Actually, could get another one. Yeah, I mean, all that gold going down the drain. If Blue loses this, we might look back at the crossbow switch as the as the worst possible play. But it's 110 pop to 110 pop. It never ends. We just continue in this cycle until someone's PC breaks down, or you know, someone's internet disconnects. Wait, here comes Blue. Where are these villagers going? What's the plan here, Blue? Forward production, maybe?
Blow for the win.
Okay, I imagine the monks. I'm waiting for Red to send the monks to heal up the paladins. I don't know where they're at, but that would be a very iSit thing to do. Yeah, there they go. Look, they're gonna go heal up the paladins. And Blue,
Bonjour.
you having second thoughts here, buddy? What's the plan? They went down here,
Thanks, T90.
and now they're going back
Thanks,
to work.
underscorer.
Maybe they get a 15-minute break every shift, so maybe they just wanted to take a break and get some exercise in. It's not the most sedentary job ever, but I can understand that. Where are the monks? Okay, the monks are now healing the army. We have more production buildings for iSit, who somehow has 9,000 food and 5,000 gold. But now Blue isn't finished, people. Blue is not finished. Blue's gold count is going up, and now he's making scorpions. Do Burgundians get heavy scorpion? Does anyone know? I could tell you why Blue's making scorpions. I understand the thought process. Do they get heavy scorpion? Some people are saying yes. Some people are saying no. Okay. Someone check for me on that. I don't think they do. But here's the deal. Blue has made a lot of stuff in this game. As Blue, yes, more Costiliers. That's so important. Only has 2 castles, but that's the unit you'd want to make. But yeah, anyways, so I think that for Blue has been trying and failing to win this game with a variety of different units all day. Normally I'd say all day, and that's an exaggeration, but we've crossed the 2-hour mark. It's been most of his afternoon. So when you don't have a great understanding on the game, and you don't have a lot of experience in the game, as we now see a Palisade Gate of all things for iSit, who's out of stone. And now Palisade Walls.
Monday?
Oh my god, it never ends. You start to lose fights, and then you think, well, that unit must suck. So if you lose a fight and you're making the unit that's probably the best, in my eyes, you might switch it up a little bit. So that's probably why Blue's making Scorpions. I mean, don't get me wrong, Scorpions are good against stacked infantry, but I think in Imp, if you don't have heavy Scorpion, it's probably not worth making any. Okay, so this is Blue. And Blue can now see that iSit is continuing to extend the walls into Palisade Walls. Which is just so utterly ridiculous. And Red can see Blue's over there. Red can also see that Blue is sitting here. 4 relics for Red. And he's adding more Palisade Walls and adding an outpost. God, I wish there was spec chat, man. I wish we could see what they were saying. They've got to be having conversations. It's been 2 years, devs. Why not prioritize such a simple thing in the first place, which the community benefited from for years before the reason? But why not get it for us? Is it that hard? Maybe someday, chat. Maybe someday. You know, at least the devs spent time making Sicilians. What an exciting civ that is, right? Oh my god! Flemish Revolution! Blue's going for the revolution. All of his eco has now turned into military, and I actually think this is a horrible move for Blue. I think this is a sign that Blue might need to do something IRL today. Now, in theory, I've been talking about this for a while. If you create new vills and you have the food to do so, this can end up being really good. But I don't know if at 600 elo that's really going to work. I think what's going to happen is, as we still have that damn sheep here, I think what's going to happen is the units are going to be knocking on walls, and Red is just going to love that. I like how he's selecting his units and bringing in the sheep. Send everything you've got, guys. Even send the sheep if you got it. Oh, man. So notice that blue's not creating any additional villagers. I wouldn't expect that at this elo. I just don't understand why you do that when you have no way of getting past the walls right now, you know? If you break through, then it makes sense to revolt. You know, I don't really have analytics of how frequently people come and go from my stream. I do actually have a little bit of that on YouTube. Well done to the people who have skipped ahead to this point instead of sitting there for the whole 2 hours. I can see you've done that. But anyways, on Twitch, I don't really have any real way of knowing how frequently people click away to go watch other things and come back. But when I do a long game, there's a great way to find out. It's all the people who come back and say, this game is still going on? It happens so frequently in long games. It's so funny. Welcome back, people. Okay, blue is going to try to break through walls here. I love how there's one hand cannon. One single hand cannon. And it's leading the way for the bombard cannons here. Blue might go for a two-pronged attack, actually. We might have an attack. Dude. They're palisades. Do they really buy that much more time for you, Red? Is it really necessary? Again, I told you Red's best trait is just commitment and perseverance. It's so ridiculous. But notice how blue is attacking these walls at the same time. So I think blue is going to try and distract red in one area and then break in another one. My name is Mike's has only just got here. Can't wait to watch this from the beginning. Guys, it's worth reminding everyone. The original base for red was right here. Okay? So the only thing that's happening in the original base for red where the TC started and the berries were, and blue's killing his own units right now. Don't do that! Okay. Thank you. But yeah, really the only thing that's happening there is some walls. But palisades go down really quick, as you can see here. And they're gone now, so I don't know if it's really worth it, but I guess when you have 12,000... I guess if you have 12,000 food, it's worth it. You know, blue is actually... It looks like an actual revolt here. I love how they've opened the... Storm down the gates! Storm down the gates! And just cause wreak as much havoc as possible. Yeah, they're gonna try and rebuild these walls later. Take them down! Our tax money paid for these walls. Urgh! Oh, God. Okay, this is a bad spot to be in here. Oh! Onager hits him. Oh, no. Oh! How is one Onager so effective? No! Wait! But blue went in on the other side at the same time. That's why blue is probably not paying attention here. Which actually really hurts blue. Oh, no! Oh, no! How many kills did this Onager get?
This is exactly
Oh, they're retreating in the south. They're retreating in the south. The defense is too strong. The extra layer of palisade wall did work. Okay, well, this might be it for blue. I'm sure blue's frustrated. Blue might be saying, dude, grow a pair. You know, like, you're such a coward. Fight me. But iSit's been waiting for this. Does iSit have what it takes to defend against this? Now, we're making a big deal out of the fact that blue doesn't have any villagers, but red only has 26, and they both have a lot of resources banked, so anything can happen. The elite Costelier is working really well right now. With the crossbows and scorpions behind, this fight is looking good for blue. That is until we see red move in with the paladins. But there's still enough halbs in there, and enough Costelier in there where it could be okay. Now, red's going to move in his own halbs first. Again, they should go down in numbers as we see a TC in the south. Oh, are you kidding me, man? A new base for iSit, more space to sit in and camp. And iSit is, if he, oh my God, if he abandons this side and goes to the south now with everything, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. I think that's what he's gonna do. I think he's scared. I think he's gonna I think he's gonna give up this area and go down here now. Oh my. That's insane. That is just insane. I mean, he might not. He might not. He might not. Attacking is scary, guys. Attacking is very scary. That's the original iSit quote. Remember it. Live by it. I mean, the relics are still going to be safe. I mean, blue doesn't have eco to back this up. Blue is so focused on the attack, so I don't see blue being able to finish off red, but I also don't see red necessarily having the confidence to be able to take the fight. Even though that should be an easy clear up with how many paladins? 47 paladins. Yeah, the paladin should clear. I think iSit's going to win this game. I just don't know if iSit wants to win this game. Now, this is the thought that I had as we see iSit retreating. Oh, boy. This is the thought I had when rewatching the original iSit episode on YouTube. Do you think that iSit finds great pleasure in just kind of picking off, getting easy kills? It's kind of like, you know, when you were a kid, getting the magnifying glass and sitting over the ants and just being like, oh, I've got so much power over you. It's a power trip. I didn't do that to too many ants. Sorry if that makes me seem like a psychopath, but like, it's a power trip to be in control and make them feel confident and feel like they're in control of their own lives, and they just come in and surround them. And that's what the migration thing, remember, he was going, wah-ha-ha-ha-ha. He was saying that to the enemy. He must feel like a beast. And now down here, he's making champions. He's making onagers. My biggest question about iSit is, what does he do for a living? He must be taking a hiatus from work. Maybe he works for himself. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's a 13-year-old who, you know, is currently living off mom and dad's dime. But it's just a lot of time spent in these games. Huh. Now here you go. The paladins come in, and this could be it. Remember, blue does not have eco anymore. Went for the revolution. The villagers did not work out. The Flemish militia is what they turned into. Very ineffective. Blue might be frustrated that this might have been blue's last attempt. I think if it's not, blue would realize this is going to take a very long time. And after 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 28 seconds, iSit wins. Does not have his main eco. Has bases, relocated relics 3 times. Has walls everywhere, stone, and I mean, look at this. More palisade, another palisade gate. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And I know that there's people out there who might disagree with this playstyle. And truthfully, if I was a 600 elo, I'd be one of them. I'm a player who really likes open maps. And I like aggression. And I like to actually play the game instead of sitting back. But I'll tell you this much. You have to admire how unique this is. You have to admire the dedication to it. I mean, the amount... We could... Let's see. 423 pieces of stonewall, and he probably lost 100 or maybe more. And then palisades, 104. So just add that up. Then factor in the castles he had made, the houses he made, everything. I mean, so many resources into defense. And this is where we're at. It's a timeline that doesn't really make sense. Because here, blue has double the military and greater economy. Here, greater economy, greater economy, greater economy. But you can actually tell, if you look at these little dips in dark blue, you can tell when blue was going for it and when red pounced. Blue would run into a choke point. He would get confident and think that he was going to be able to kill off red. And red would say, nope. Economically, blue had more wood, food, and gold. Granted, blue did use a lot of gold in crossbows, which hurts. But my goodness, man, iSit was able to get more stones, similar amounts of gold. A very different game if iSit does face Costeliers, I think. Like, I don't know too much about Elite Costelier versus Paladin right now, but I think a very different game if blue makes different gold units. A very different game if iSit doesn't get 4 relics. But the reason iSit got the relics is because of how iSit played 2 hours ago. And if you need a refresh or if you need a rewind, I'll do that for you right now. Let's go back to 34 minutes and see what the map looked like. See? Almost feels like a completely different time. It almost feels like it's not part of the same video, but the reason Red was able to get the relics was because of the walls. And, you know, the game just continued and continued and continued, and all of this eco went down. It's just incredible what the eco looks like now compared to what the eco looked like later. Insane, man. And that's what iSit is all about. So, if you're around 600 or 700 elo, and you don't want to face these this strategy, I would say keep an eye out for any arena or migration games you might get, and maybe put those maps on the ban list. But if you're someone who wants to face iSit, and you're at that elo, just keep queuing up for those maps. I'm sure you're going to run into them eventually. I am still... Okay, I actually would like to issue a challenge, guys. I would like to issue a challenge, and if you happen to make this happen, post it everywhere in the Discord. That way people see it and let me know. If you face iSit, I want you to iSit. I want you to outsit the sitter, okay? If he starts to stonewall next to his stonewalls. If he adds a second layer, you add a third. And I just want to see how ridiculous the game goes. If people were just sitting back and refusing to attack, what happens? Who's going to be the first person to make the move, all right? That is my challenge. And I don't know how many people at that elo list watch my content, but if it happens eventually, it would be sick, man. It would be sick. And sick because I would probably need to cast that, and then I would probably it would probably be a 24-hour stream. That would be terrifying. But wow, great game, unique game, happened live here. iSit doing iSit things, and I think we're gonna have to move on to another legend. Okay. Whew, what a game. What a game. Salutes, please, for both players. I feel bad for Blue. I think some of you guys might as well. That's such a crazy time commitment to lose like that. He just didn't have any answers, so must be so frustrating. Especially if you're really trying to like learn the game and work your way towards a higher elo, which